Hey everyone, we're going to have a little bit of single stack fun here today. We've got two of the market's leading single stack 9mm pistols right here with us. Of course, the Glock 43, which came on the market with a lot of fanfare. Everybody talking about the Glock 43, how it was reinventing or even inventing the single stack 9mm. And of course, we've got the unsung hero over here, the Smith Wesson M&P Shield. This gun, it's been on the market for a little while. And there's a lot of other single stack 9mm on the market out there. But let's face it, these two right here, very similar in characteristics. What we're going to do is we're going to take these guys, we're going to show what makes them a little bit different. We're going to run them side by side, but it's really up to you to take these pistols and see if they work for you. As of June 2014, it was estimated that there were over 11.1 million concealed carry permit holders in the United States alone. As of December that same year, it's estimated that 1.4 million new concealed carry permits are issued monthly. These new permit holders, they're looking for guns to carry. The Smith Wesson M&P Shield was one of the first 9mm single stacks to enter the market. Its sleek looks and its very popular polymer frame were definitely hits right out of the box. Then, 10 years later, the Glock 43 comes along, and it's a massive hit. People lose their minds, mainly because it's a Glock, and let's face it, Glock has a history of reliability. These pistols are remarkably close in dimensions. The Glock's overall length is 6.26 inches to the Shield's 6.1. The width of the Glock is 1.02 inches to the Shield's a little bit smaller 0.95. The overall height of the Glock, a little bit of an advantage as far as concealability goes, with 4.25 inches to the Shield's 4.6. Unloaded, the Glock weighs 17.95 ounces to the Shield's 19 ounces. Now, not only is the Shield a little bit larger than the Glock overall, but also contributing to the weight factor, you'll notice that the Shield's barrel is a good bit and noticeably bigger, thicker than the actual Glock barrel. That adds to the weight as well. I'm not sure what you take from that. Maybe you think it lasts a little bit longer because it's thicker or not. I don't know. I'm just saying it is noticeable, and that definitely adds to the weight. One thing I did notice about the Shield that was kind of nice is the fact that the barrel is slightly crowned at the muzzle. One cool thing about that is if the pistol is ever dropped muzzle down, the rifling inside the barrel is going to be protected by that crowning. The Glock does not have this, as most Glocks don't. Both of these pistols have a very similar sight radius at a little bit over 5 inches. The Smith & Wesson has a very standard 3-dot sight system, while the Glock has its standard Glock sight system. Both very easy to acquire the targets on, very visible, not hard to find at all. Now, one thing I noticed is that the bore axis of these two guns is identical in terms of its relation to the slide. Now, with that being said, notice that the underside of the Glock's beaver tail is slightly higher than the Shield. That's going to allow your hand to get a little bit higher in terms of the bore axis, which is going to cut down and reduce recoil a little bit. I don't have the largest hands, but I do have long, narrow fingers. One thing I noticed at the Glock was that I had to bend my knuckle back a little bit in order to engage the mag release from the side, pushing directly sideways. Where the Shield, on the other hand, has its mag release angled a little bit more forward instead of directly pointing sideways. This allows you to push sort of rearward and sideways and engage that mag release to make a little bit quicker mag change. There's not so much room that you're having to cover. I know it's a small thing, but it is going to add to faster, more efficient mag changes. Once the pistols were loaded with Hornady XTP 9mm, we decided to set 3 targets up at about 7.5 yards to give us some close quarter combat style shooting with these two pistols. We're trying to show how these guns operate with the self-defense rounds that you're probably normally going to be carrying on a regular basis anyway. You're not going to be carrying your ball ammo, your practice ammo that you're going to take to the range. That's one mistake a lot of people make, is they don't take these guns out into the range and shoot the same ammo that they're going to carry because, let's face it, it's a lot more expensive to shoot your carry ammo. The plates were set and the guns were ready. First up, we're going to shoot the M&P Shield because the M&P Shield was first on the 9mm single stack market, so we're going to give it a go first. Nice. And now for the Glock 43. We burned some rounds up. The gun definitely outshot us. After growing a little bit tired of my substandard shooting skills, I decided to have a little bit of fun with the one plate that I continuously left behind. I loaded one quick round into the magazine, I would engage the slide, and take a real quick one-handed shot at the target. All these attempts were with the Shield. And then the blind squirrel got a nut. Hey, nice. I had gotten a little more comfortable with the Shield than I was with the Glock. But to be fair, I was going to give this Glock a chance at this goofy shot as well as I had the Shield. Whoa! Okay, I guess I got to get a little bit more credit to the Glock on this one. Wow, that's cool. And lucky. One thing that the Glock definitely has an advantage on that I think smaller frame people or women are going to like. So easy to charge this handle. And as you can tell, it's a smooth, deliberate action. The Shield, on the other hand, is a little bit harder. It's a little bit harder. It's not impossible, but I have to get a little bit more of a grip on it than I do on the Glock. And I think it's a little bit more than just a recoil spring issue. I think it's just the action just seems a little bit more deliberate. Maybe after several times of shooting it and using it. But the Glock, both of these guns are brand new, and the Glock just seems a little bit more easy to activate the slide. I gotta tell you, man, both these guns were a blast to shoot. The Shield, let's face it, I'm just used to the cant of a 1911, and this angle of this grip on this Shield is just a whole lot closer to what I'm used to shooting. Doesn't make it a better gun, just means that I'm more comfortable with it, which is an extremely important thing to remember when you are shopping for a gun similar to this. Make sure it fits you. While I shoot a lot of Glocks and I own several Glocks, and I like Glocks, it's just a little bit more of an unnatural cant for me whenever I'm aiming. Not to say that the Glock is bad, there's nothing wrong with the Glock. Again, it's a comfort issue with me. That's one thing that's extremely important for you guys to remember when you're purchasing these guns. I have to say that yes, there's a Ruger out there and there's some other weapons out there that are great single stack 9mm. These two, in my personal opinion, and just my opinion, I know it's gonna go under a lot of hate mail, these two are the best. They're the best. To me, they function effortlessly. Not one single misfire out there. We shot hundreds of rounds today. We even shot some practice ammo, some cheap ammo, just to see. These two guys function flawlessly. Both of them did, the Shield and the 43, both of them. Great guns, both of these guns equally. Hey, they're gonna get the job done. If you need a gun that's gonna protect you or your family's life out there, I gotta say, go with one of these guys right here.